What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another Justin Hawk Smith video. Thank you all for tuning in to the channel. Today's video is gonna be, I know, titled above Sema truck, whatever. We've not been to Sema with this truck. Someday we will go to Sema with this truck. We're gonna go over the build costs on building this truck, what it would cost you if you wanted to go pick up a 2006 F250 6-liter, but 05 through 07 F250 6.0s or F350s, pretty much the same thing. A single rear wheel. It's cold out here. Let me turn this heater off so you can hear me. Got the Shifted Industries merch on. Done a pretty cool tie-dye effect with this shirt. But anyway, enough talking. Let's get into the video. I've got it typed up on my laptop. Full parts list, full build list, prices. Got some estimated labor costs, all kinds of stuff involved. So this is gonna be a very, very cool and detailed video. I get asked to do this video all the time. And keep in mind, this truck is not done yet at all. Nowhere close. So this will go up as you follow along to the channel. If you click that subscribe button down below, you'll see this truck do even more. Anyway, let me turn off this heater so you can hear me a little bit better, and we'll get right into this video. Okay, so I got the heater off. Hopefully you can hear me a lot more clear, a lot better. So just a quick rundown, which you'll see all the specs right here, but this is pretty much a 20-inch striker lift that is fully ready for rear 4-link. We just haven't done the 4-link yet because I wanted to make a little bit of extra content. It was cheaper. Do the leaf springs in the rear for now. Do the 4-link later. That's more videos for, you guessed it, you guys. So we will be doing the 4-link in that. Make sure you click that subscribe button down below and you can see that convert as well. The way that this cradle is made, it is ready for a 4-link in the rear. We're gonna go ahead and open up the laptop, go into the text document that I've got wrote down with all the prices and everything, and go over, we're gonna be going over all kinds of stuff and get into that price list and parts list and go over it. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the price of the truck. So this truck in particular has 89,000 miles on it. So to find a 2006 6-liter Power Stroke with 89,000 miles on it. Whenever I bought it, it had 70,000 miles on it, maybe 71, something like that. I said it in one of my older videos. But it had right around 70,000 miles on it whenever I bought it, so we put right at about 20,000 miles on the truck. And this truck is the Lariat package. So aside from all of the stuff that's done for looks, we're gonna go ahead and start out with the engine. Very, very simple build on the motor right now. We will be doing turbo injectors, head studs, all that stuff, completely building the motor later on the channel. But as of right now, we've got EGR delete, estimated around 800 bucks if you went and had that done. Full 5-inch exhaust, that's around 400 bucks if you installed that yourself. Then we've got just some miscellaneous updates, and those were around 1,500, and then tuner and tune. So miscellaneous updates, that all averages out to around $32.25. So that is on top of the $20K to build the truck. I'll go over these miscellaneous updates right quick. So if you're gonna go buy a 6-liter Power Stroke and it's all bone stock, no head studs, no bulletproofing, whatever you wanna call it, I hate that term. If you're gonna go buy one and it's completely bone stock, never been touched, I'm gonna quickly go over this. I would recommend to do 3 things to the truck. I would do EGR delete. This may be more than 3 things. I would do EGR delete, fresh coolant, a coolant filter kit, standpipes, dummy plugs, the STC fitting, which is a snap to connect fitting on the high pressure oil pump on top of the motor behind the turbo. Go ahead and throw a new degas bottle on there just so you don't have to worry about that one cracking or anything, leaving you on the roadside with no coolant. Along with the degas bottle, I'll do a new coolant cap, and that's gonna pretty much eliminate some issues there. The blue spring mod for your fuel pressure, it's gonna help out your injectors, prolong the life of those. And that's gonna pretty much be it for the motor. It's quite simple. You don't necessarily have to do the head studs right away. And then just some good safe tuning. That's probably one of the most important things, is the tuning and just watching your temperatures, making sure that your truck is running healthy. So like I said, I put over 20,000 miles on this truck. Whenever I got it, it did not have blown head gaskets, and as of today, it does not have blown head gaskets. So that's 20,000 miles, all on oversized wheels and tires, all with a tune. If anybody's wondering, while we're on the subject, I'm running the SRL from Gearhead Performance, tuned through the SCT X4, which is what I watch my oil temp and my coolant temp with. So we're gonna go ahead and start moving along the outside of the truck now. And these are gonna all be just exterior for looks on the body. So on the body, we've got grill, color match taillights, color match headlights, we've got rock lights, wheel lights, we have a 2008 and up tailgate. That price is going to vary. We've got fender liners in the rear, we've got amp steps, and we have a lot of miscellaneous paint match work. So our mirrors are completely smooth and color matched. Our wiper cowl is completely smooth and color matched. Our headlights are built and color matched. Our grille is color matched. Our bumper is color matched. Our rear bumper is color matched. This top cap is color matched. The Overkill Fab grill is color matched, and these inserts and grill overlays are powder coated. The Illusion Cherry. Our tow hooks are powder coated. The inside of the bumper is powder coated. All of these brackets on the inside, I don't know if you can see that, I don't have my lights on, but all of the brackets on the inside of the bumper are powder coated as well. And then we've got the color matched tail lights, and we have the 2008 and up tailgate. That's 08 through 10, but the 08 through 16 will work. We also have a 2008 through 16 rear bumper. And the pad on that is not color matched yet. We have our hitch powder coated. We also have this massive 10-inch Grill Tech exhaust tip that I think I forgot to list. And that tip is ceramic coated on the inside, which is a heat resistant coating to protect the color match paint that is on the tip itself. Then the overlays are powder coated Illusion Cherry. Anything that's red that you see is powder coated Illusion Cherry. It's holding up flawlessly. It's dirty right now, but there's no chips or nothing like that. It's holding up great. So with that being said, on the body with the grill, taillights, headlights, rock lights, wheel lights, tailgate, fender liners, amp steps, and the miscellaneous paint match, you're looking somewhere around $7 grand. Moving on to the interior. In the interior we have the Starlight headliner, we've got subs with a custom built box, and we have back seat spacers to make that sound a little bit better, and we've got an aftermarket head unit. We've got WeatherTech floor mats, and we have window tint. And that's pretty much it on the inside, guys. I like to keep it simple on the interior. I like the OEM stuff. I don't like anything wrapping stuff or painting interior parts, something like that. I'm a big fan of just the OEM stuff. Pardon the messy back seat, but right here is our custom built box with 2 Scar Audio VD10s. And this box is ported. It goes all the way across the back. Huge shout out to Net Audio. They are the ones that built that box. And we've got some, we've got our Scar amp mounted right here underneath the seat. So that's that. We have the amp steps as well. Those were $1,500, somewhere around there, 13, 14, 15. Pretty much $1,500 installed is what I quoted on that. We've got a switch under here to hit it and turn on. Hit that, turn on the Starlight headliner. That does change colors. And pricing is all over the place on a Starlight headliner. Depending on who you have install it, that's anywhere from $600 all the way up to, I've seen them go for $2,000. So that's all over the place as well on pricing. So with all of that interior being added up for the Starlight, subs, custom box, head unit, floor mats, and window tint, that's around $2,650. So now we're getting into the expensive stuff and what really sets this truck apart from all the other 6.0s out there. This is on a Striker Off-Road Designs lift kit. We still do not have the faceplates on there. We're doing things as fast as we can. I've got to get these faceplates dropped off to Striker Off-Road Designs. They've already been base coated, and then of course the sides that will actually get milled out have perfect powder on them. Don't pay attention to that. It's only one side that you see. So yeah, so these have already been base coated. They'll get milled out and then clear coated. That was in one of my previous videos. I'm not going to get into that. And definitely hit that subscribe button down below. I don't know if you all noticed that in the background, but we're about to build a Silverado here. We've got full long arm kit, king shocks, we've got a bed rack for the shocks, limit straps, Diva release springs, full Silverado build coming to the channel. So definitely hit that subscribe button down below if you're interested in that. So this truck is currently set around 19 inches of lift, roughly 20 over stock, and it is on 26 by 16s and 40s with 3-inch shifted Industries wheel spacers. We'll get into that later on in the video, but the suspension right now from where we are leaf sprung, it has a 8-inch block with 7-inch leaf springs in the rear, so that is at 15 inches of lift in the rear, and we're at about 19 and a half in the front. So it does have a little bit of lean, a little bit of tilt to it. It's far more superior looking on camera. It's really not leaned that hard in person. I don't really know why it looks so squatted on camera. It really does not look like that in person. So for our steering, we have Heim steering. I quoted that around $1,000. You might could get it done a little bit cheaper or probably a little bit more. And that of course is dependent on what size Heim joints and tubing they use. So my tie rod bar, my drag link, and my track bar are all made out of 2-inch DOM tubing that's quarter wall with 1 1/4 Heim joints from Far From Stock and Rough Stuff Specialties both. And that stuff is definitely not going anywhere. Back here on the computer screen, we've got an 18-inch striker lift kit, and then these are the striker coilovers as well. These are cranked up about 1 inch, and they were gonna be sitting right around 18 with the bottom mounts. And they have the PMF HD coilover buckets. So we also have Mag High-Tech differential covers and the Shifted Industries wheel spacers. All of that quotes out to around $17,500, and that is without labor, and that is without powder coat, guys. That is without powder coat. We also have sway bar end links that are fully extended to run the factory sway bar. No big gaudy sway bar drop brackets or nothing like that. Super clean. Looks super, super awesome. I cannot wait to get the faceplates on there. So I've got a list right here of pretty much everything that's powder coated, and it's honestly pretty much everything except for the frame. Like I said, we've done the big support on the bottom right here on the bottom of the bumper. We've got all of the brackets on the inside of the bumper done. We've got the coils on the coil springs done. We've got all the leaf springs done. We have all the steering, the axles, the differential covers, the drag link, track bar, axle truss, the fabricated 4-link arms, the cradle. Literally everything except for the frame has been powder coated on this truck, along with some small details around on the body. So with all the powder work, including sandblast, you're looking anywhere between $7,000 to $9,000. And then the wheel and tire setup, of course, this is going to be very dependent on where you buy them from. I quoted them right around 11 grand because wheels and stuff are going up right now. So 26 by 16 American Force wheels and 40 1550 26 Fury MTs right at 11 grand, and that is without the wheel spacers. The wheel spacers are right around 400 450 bucks. Not sure if that includes shipping or not on the wheel spacers, and also not sure if you can get them that cheap shipped to your door without waiting quite a while anyway. There's some places that are keeping wheels in stock right now, some places aren't. And of course, the places that are keeping them in stock are charging out the ass for them. So pretty much somewhere around 11 grand for the wheels and tires, plus the spacers. And then we are right back down to the cost of the truck, which was 20 grand. And then of course, I installed this lift kit by myself here in the garage with the help of one buddy and my girlfriend. So I have absolutely nothing in labor. So I done everything myself, you know, taking apart the truck, putting it on jack stands, you know, tearing it down to the bare frame, removing the old coilover buckets, putting the new coilover buckets on, putting the high steer on. We built the drag link tie rod and track bar, done all that. Put the high steer knuckle on right here. So we have the high steer. I sourced all of the bolts, hardware, Heims, tubing, bungs, built the sway bar links, all of that. Much on labor for installing all of this, I estimated anywhere around 7 grand. And of course that could change depending on the place that you take it all to. So anywhere 7, 8 grand I would assume if I took them all of these parts raw, no powder coat, if I drove the truck to them and had all of the parts laying over here beside of the truck and said, here you go, powder coat all these axles, powder coat all the frame brackets, bumper brackets, grill, powder coat everything, do all of this to my truck, I would guesstimate that it would be somewhere around 7 or 8 grand, if not a lot more. So doing things yourself, guys, like I always say here on the channel, you're gonna save a lot of money doing things yourself. But if you can't do things yourself and you wanted to drop it off somewhere, I would say it'd be every bit of 7 to 8 grand, maybe more. And of course, I'm in Kentucky, so my pricing is gonna be different than some of you all, and that's perfectly fine. Some shops, you know, cost of living, all of that stuff, and tying up their shop space, just that alone, you know, can be worth 5 or 6 grand to a certain shop. If you have a truck that's sitting here on jack stands, tying up somewhere that you could be, you know, pumping out vehicles, doing other smaller things that make you know, half as much money, but you're doing 3 or 4 times the quantity of service. You know, you're gonna be making more money not having a truck sitting there doing one huge job on. Of course, you could take the truck to Stryker and drop it off. I'm not sure what that would run you. Or you could take it to another company that does lift kits, leveling kits like that, or you could take it to just a normal off-road shop and take them all of the parts. Like I said, that's why I just kind of quoted $7,000 or $8,000 on labor, if not more. And in this quote, that pretty much adds up to anywhere between 75 to 80 grand for the total cost of the build. Now that you've heard 75 to 80 grand to have this right here, not sure how you're feeling right now. I don't think that that's that bad. You know, the amount of looks and the amount of joy that I've had building this truck and doing this, and the amount of companies that I've, you know, worked very close with and talked to, and just, you know, pretty much grew to be like family. And of course with the YouTube channel as well, each and every one of y'all that are subscribers, we're almost to 5,000 subscribers. It's been totally worth it. But there were a lot of things that I didn't include. So you've got to think, guys, whenever you're powder coating these axles, you've got to rebuild the axles. So you've got to take into consideration differential oil. You've got to take into consideration all of the vacuum seals, all of the seals in the axles. You've got to take into consideration all of your pinion seals, your ring gear seals, all of that stuff. You've got to take into consideration that you have to have a drive shaft built. So that's another thing that I didn't include right there is, you know, about 600 bucks for the drive shaft. One thing that's not even done yet on my truck, we have to index the transfer case with a PMF transfer case indexing kit. That's going to cost us another 500 bucks plus whatever the front drive shaft costs us, because we're going to have to measure from flange to flange and have a drive shaft shop build a new drive shaft for the front of this truck. Along with powder coating that transfer case index. So right there you're looking just like that, another 1,000 bucks just to have that finished. In the rear, we're going to be doing 4-link right there. That's going to be another probably 5 to 8 grand, I would say, roughly. I've not even quoted it yet, because we're going to be buying another 4-link arm, maybe even replacing this bottom traction bar. We're going to be buying all of the bracketry that mounts to the frame and mounts to the axle, and we have to buy the coilovers. We're going to have to build a track bar, all of that. All kinds of stuff. Probably we'll have to rebuild our drive shaft, have another drive shaft built. All kinds of things. Not only all those brackets and stuff will have to be powder coated. We also have a bed cover. That was around 175 bucks. So pretty much the moral of this video is, if you're wanting a truck like this, be ready. Unless you're going to do it all yourself, guys, and work with companies like I have and get sponsors and start a YouTube channel and really try. You know, like you all have seen the process pretty much on the YouTube channel, and if you haven't, you need to go back and watch the process before you jump and get so quick to judge, you know, oh, his daddy built his truck, his mommy built his truck, whatever, all of that. Before you get so quick to judge, you need to watch the YouTube videos. So you can go back and watch the YouTube videos of this, and there's things that's nobody's business, undisclosed prices of sponsorships, stuff like that. This truck, for the average Joe, is going to be a lot more to build than it was for me. I'm not the average Joe. I've built things here and there. I've done, you know, I've traded around here and there, and we're going to do videos on that as well, guys. I've got so many cool videos planned showing you that even though this is a $100,000 truck pretty much, you don't have to have $100,000 to create this. You do not have to have $100,000 to rebuild this truck. It would not take it. So I'm going to be talking with some of the sponsors and stuff like that and figuring out exactly what I have in this truck. I really haven't even added it all up. I just went through here, added up all of the retail numbers. So I'm going to go through there. A lot of the stuff we've done ourselves, and I'm going to get individual prices on that, even doing certain things yourself like paint match, painting the grill, painting the mirrors. If you wanted to do some of the powder coating yourself, we're going to do another video in the near future on how much I actually have in the truck or what it costed me to build it to this point. Now again, like I said, we're still going to do 4-link in the rear. That's going to spike that number up even more. So pretty much, like I said, if you're wanting to have a truck exactly like this, and that's before all the motor work, guys, we're going to be spending probably 7 or 8 grand on the motor. So you can pretty much say $100,000. And that's what I'm gonna title this video. And with that being said, guys, huge shout out to all the sponsors on this build. Striker Off-Road Designs for the fabulous, absolutely sexy lift kit for this truck. American Force 26x16s. Huge shout out to American Force. Fury Off-Road Tires. We've got Sunset Retros with the color match emblem on the tailgate. We've got Grill Tech with the sexy, oh my God. Let me show you this exhaust tip one more time, guys. Look at that. Grill Technologies humongous 10-inch exhaust tip. And I got that raw. You can get it raw as well. Powder coat it, paint it, do whatever you want yourself. So that is a very, very cool option. And they also offer powder coating and all of that if you don't feel like doing all that yourself. And as always, my day one, #1 sponsor, Single Shot Powder Coating, that has taken care of literally all of the powder coating underneath this truck, every bit of it, and always will do all of the powder coating on all of my builds. So this thing lights up like a UFO at nighttime. Huge shout out to DB Automotive. Y'all can check them out, dbautolight.com. You can use code HAWK10 at checkout and get 10% off your entire order. So huge shout out to Dallas over at DB Automotive. Literally the brightest rock lights and wheel lights in the industry. Completely. So that's also going to be a future video. We're going to be doing a video on our rock lights and our wheel lights. This thing literally lights up. I'm not even going to show you. This thing lights up like a UFO going down the road at nighttime. I'm not even kidding you. But that's going to be pretty much all for today's video, guys. Thank you all for tuning into the Justin Hawksmith YouTube channel. Huge shout out to each and every one of my sponsors that I just now named. And what I like to say at the end of every single one of my videos, like the amount of support that I get from YouTube and Instagram, I'm forever grateful, forever appreciative of it. I cannot wait to do this full time on YouTube. That is my plan. And we're gonna do it, boys. So no matter how long it takes, I'm never gonna stop. I'm never gonna give up. I always say at the end of every single one of my videos, I've got literally 2 or 3 of my buddies to start YouTube channels. I just love YouTube. I enjoy it so much more than I thought that I would. And I wish that I'd started a long time ago, guys. But always remember, everybody starts out as a nobody. And I will see you all in the next video. Thank you all for watching. Peace.